If you if you look very Turkish like me, you're stuck in Turkey. Even other races of Muslims cannot stand the Turks and view the Turks as too destructive to be around them. And you notice you see more black guys vlogging in pretty much every country and around races of people that look completely different than the individual black African and or etc. vlogger guy. But you don't see very Turkish looking guys vlog like that, because Turks have a very bad historical record of being the most violent and least value on their individual life and causing the most destruction and etc. You know, and Turks have been known to also wage the most amount of jihads as well, you know, that and cause the most destruction and do the most, you know, pillaging and etc. And yes, Turks have been also known to have a stronger sex drive than blacks, than black Africans. That's why you don't see no Turkish looking guy as a Roman Catholic priest, because he'd be more expensive to cover up for than a black African, because his sex drive is much more higher sex drive. Now enough getting off topic. Being born looking very Turkish is a curse that's way worse than being born looking black African, etc. Because you're stuck with the country and nation of Turkey, being a Muslim for life in Turkey, because since you've been discriminated against and judged as the worst of Muslim terrorists in pretty much all other countries and races of people, including Muslim countries and all other Muslim races of people besides, you know, Turks. You know, that's why in the Middle East and other Muslim countries besides Turkey, you don't see a lot of Turks there. You know, you don't see a lot of Turkish looking guys in all other Muslim countries besides Turkey. And it made me realize that no amount of liquor, drugs, you know, legal drugs, you know, Mary Jane, etc. You know, Mary Jane is a code word for, you already know, etc. Tobacco, etc. will get you to endure all those unwelcoming vibes, etc. At least if you look black, you're only seen as at worst a destructive, savage, gangsta, hood type, you know, type guy, and etc. You know. While if you look Turkish, you're seen as a huge causer of the worst destruction and chaos and etc. And you know, and have that kind of historical record of 1,000 years of Turks known to do those most destructive acts. That's why even other races of Muslims cannot stand the Turks being around them. People can deny this all they want, but people secretly put out more unwelcoming vibes, etc. towards people that look Turkish than they do people that look black. Even in the Roman Catholic hierarchy, main headquarters in Rome and the Vatican, you mainly see all other races of men and guys as Roman Catholic cardinals, including blacks and Chinese, except Turks.